Let's now take a closer look at how President Marcos performed in his first few months in office. We're joined by Attorney Michael Yusingco, independent policy analyst and constitutionalist. Attorney Michael, thanks for joining us.
Good afternoon, Ron. Thank you for having me.
Hi, Attorney Mike. Now, if you were to brand the first 100 days of President Marcos, what word or words come to mind? How would you describe it?
First, I'll take this opportunity, Ron, to remind our voters, next election, let's make sure, let's not forget to demand from all presidential candidates two things. One, potential cabinet members, kahit yung mga very important portfolios lang. And two, a first 100 days plan. And those candidates who don't provide those information should be at the bottom of our list. It should be taken against them. So, having said that, to answer your question directly, the words that I think of in reflecting on the first 100 days is meh. Ganun eh. That's what the millennials say, di ba? Meh, di ba? It's not. I'm not prepared to say that the president is doing a good job, but I'm also not prepared to say that he's doing a bad job. At the very least, he's doing his job. He's attending meetings, representing us in state events. So he's doing his job. He's performing his work. But I don't think that's the 100 days framework is for. I think what we're looking now, and from the news clip that I saw from your program earlier, is what we're looking for in this period is some kind of direction, a sense of what the 6 years is going to be. And I think that's where the president and his team are failing.
Well, voters were asking for that even during the campaign period. So you're saying for the first 100 days, he didn't feel like there was any direction or where we're headed to? It wasn't pointing to anywhere?
No. At the very least, Ron, to be kind to the new administration, what we're sure of is that they're going to focus on economic growth. And that's why they tout the formation of a very formidable economic team, which nobody disputes. But beyond that policy direction, we're all grasping what's it going to be, in terms of addressing the education crisis, the learning poverty, as they say. There is still no clear roadmap for that. We're still debating whether the DepEd deserves confidential funds or not. So and also the food security crisis. We know that there is a food security crisis. We all know that. And the president, when he was a candidate, made representations that he's going to focus on that, and yet we're still having no clear roadmap coming from the administration. We're still, in fact, the latest that we've gotten is fiasco in the department, right? So apart from the economic aspect of our recovery, we're still at a loss. Where will this 6 years lead us? What's the roadmap? What can we expect? So we're still struggling with that.
Senate President Juan Miguel Zubiri was saying that critics are just turning a blind eye to the achievements of this administration. Do you feel like you're one of those who are just not wanting to congratulate the president on his achievements in the first 100 days?
No, absolutely not. And I think that's an unfair assessment. In fact, I would say it's disconcerting to see, at least for me, to see the leaders of a co-equal branch of government, displaying such, emotion to the president, no? Almost enamored by the president and so deferential to the president. And we don't want to see that, no? Kasi what we want to see is an assertion of the constitutional principle of separation of powers. We don't want I'm not saying that they should always be adversarial or antagonistic against the president, but we'd like to see the leaders of the legislature, to be more restrained in their approval of the president, so that we can be assured that when the time comes, when they are needed to check the president from abusing his power, then we can be assured that they will do it. No? But these kinds of display of being enamored with the president, that's not providing any comfort to me at the very least, and I'm sure to others as well.
Okay, back to the president. A highlight of his administration so far is speaking before the United Nations. He actually considers it a significant event, saying he made other countries know that the Philippines is now open for business. Now, do you agree with this view? But more importantly, how significant do you think was it for the country, most especially the Filipino people, that the president was able to speak in front of the United Nations and then telling them that, hey, we're open for business?
So my reaction to that is, when were we closed for business? No, I mean, we've always been open for business, and in fact, we've always strived to attract foreign direct investment. No, that's been a goal of ours since 1987. So, is it something to be proud of that our president spoke before the UN? Obviously, yes, no? I mean, no one will dispute that it's something that we can be proud of, that our president spoke quite well before the UN General Assembly, although there weren't any people listening at all. But still, no, the fact that he did not embarrass us is something that we should be proud of, no. But that's actually beside the point, Ron. No, the point that we should be focusing on is that he went there, he made a good case for us, and that's it. No, it's part of his job. We shouldn't be celebrating that as if he did us a favor. No? It's part of his job. This was scheduled beforehand, and we should just be happy that he did not embarrass us and say foolish things. No, but definitely he can tack that one as something that he did very well.
So it doesn't really sound you're going to give him a passing grade, Attorney Mike.
No, like I said, bro. No, I mean, we should. It's not about giving him a pass or fail. It's more about is he providing us a roadmap for his 6-year term, and so far he hasn't done that. Except, of course, with the economic aspect of our recovery. At least with that aspect, we can say that. He has put good people in charge of that track. No? But as far as the other problems are concerned, I share the trepidation of the others, no? That we're still at a loss. Where will this 6 years lead us with regards to education, food security, and the others?
Okay. Now, all the good and the bad taken, I'm not going to ask, well, let me ask them. Aside from the issues that you've already raised, that you're looking for a roadmap, or you're looking for a plan from this administration, the major missteps of this administration, what do you think were they? What were the faults?
Well, the obvious one would be organizing a functional cabinet. No?
First thing
Again,
you mentioned,
setting aside the economic team, that's really something that we should commend, no? That he recruited the best minds in that field. But apart from that, it's been a disaster, to say the least. No? The executive secretary leaving in such unceremonious circumstances, and then the press secretary resigning as well. So, and there is still no secretary for the DOH, and then assuming the secretarial position of the DA. These are all indications of dysfunction in my view. So if we're talking about missteps, then I would point to that, no? That there is still some void in the cabinet, no? As far as organizing the cabinet, and he still needs to address that.
In the overall picture, doesn't that sound just minor, just a couple of people who resigned from his cabinet in the first 100 days?
Well, no, not really, because actually that's the purpose of the first 100 days, for him, for the new administration to get organized, fill in the spots, especially those that are very crucial. So press secretary is crucial because that's communicating to the public. DOH, obviously, needless to say, is very crucial because of our current situation. And also the top post for the Department of Agriculture, again, for obvious reasons, no? Food security, and our country lagging behind in agriculture production, etc. So it's not a small thing. The fact that the cabinet has yet to be, organized in a functional way, then that is something that the president, I'm sad to say, cannot claim.
Okay. All the good and the bad taken into account for his presidency. Do you feel there has been an improvement in the governance and administration compared to the previous administration of President Duterte?
I can't answer that, Ron. No, I don't know. The answer is I don't know. Right now, what we see is more of the same. No, more of the same. There is no significant improvement. Neither is there any significant dip in terms of governance. No, so we still have the same complaints, no, of lack of focus, lack of clarity, lack of coherence when it comes to policy direction. At the very least, walang namamatay na sa war on drugs. Siguro we can say that, no? There's very few killings in the first 100 days.
But so there's less.
There's less. Less. Tama ka. There's less killings this first 100 days. But in the broader picture, this is really an impartial assessment, I would say. There's really no improvement. There is no dip. It's more of the same, no? So if that's going to carry through in the next 6 years, then it's sad. It's sad because I'm sure many of the 31 million who voted for the president are expecting radical improvements in the years to come.
Policy analyst, Attorney Michael Yusingco, thank you very much for your thoughts.
Thank you.